Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to day one on Project Peanut. Hopefully you enjoyed the first video. I am recording this now immediately after recording that, so I don't know about any of the comments that you've made. I don't know the questions I asked about the price and so on and so forth, because I haven't even put the video together yet. It's still on the camera. So today we are going to start on the repair. The first thing I need to do is get these bloody door handles done, or at least the driver's door handle, so we can actually open the car. There was something that I actually forgot to mention in the last video. Let's make a start and we'll just go through that because I completely forgot all about it. Let's go. So, completely omitted this from the first video. It comes with one remote key, but unfortunately that remote key don't do anything. Now I don't know whether it's just the battery. I'm hoping it is. I have had this before and the key wasn't putting out a signal. Although if you went to certain places and did it, it would work. This isn't. So I'm hoping it's the battery. I haven't tried changing it yet. At this point it's not a massive issue. That might be a cost. If that's the case, then I'm going to have to get a new key done, a new immobiliser, new chip done, which obviously means, you know, it's just as easy to get the whole key, which will cost me £140. Yeah, that's a bit of annoying. Right, okay, yeah, sorry about that, battery ran out. The battery charger's up the wall, so I've got to buy a new one, so I don't know how long this charge is going to last in this particular battery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up on time-lapse. I'm going to do the door handles first, or at least the driver's side one, and then we'll get this bumper off. We'll get that other bumper out of the shed and get that on as well, and see if we can get that, the heat shield that's missing. It's not even in the boot, is it? It's missing completely, so I don't know why that is, but strange. I think I can't remember if it's nuts. I'll have to look on the other car actually. I can't remember if it's nuts or bolts or combination of both. But I'm probably going to have them sitting in my massive box of nuts and bolts. So I'm going to set you up on time lapse. Let's get the door handle done first, and then we'll get the bumper done. Well, that was difficult. That was really, really difficult. Couldn't get the damn thing out. You saw me struggling. Let's stake my arm. It just wouldn't clear the gate in it. And I don't know why. I mean, they're always a little bit more difficult once the when the handle's broken, because you've got nothing to get hold of. But God, I've never had trouble like that before. Nightmare. Right, let me get the. So what I use, as you've seen me do this many times before, I always use a bradawl to do this, to get the spring out. So as you know, you need the key in it, don't we? Put the key in, turn it, try and get this out without it springing out and going flying off. If it does fly off, at least see where it goes. There we go. Come out, you bugger. There we go. Put that there safely. And withdraw the lock. Okay, that's that. So we'll take bits out of that we might be able to use. But we'll get the clip in first. So push that round. Not getting too close to the camera here. Push that round, push the clip in like that, and then that, yeah, so that, because of that crack, I'm just going to get a little bit of super glue and put it in there just to stop that from, I don't know if you can see the crack, it's got a crack there. Where are we, camera? Crack there and a crack there. So I think it'll probably be alright, but I'm just going to make sure before we put the, actually let's put the lock in first. We'll just put a bit of super glue over the, there you go, over the top of the plastic just to stop it from cracking anymore. Hopefully it won't run through. Yeah, we don't want it to run through. Otherwise it will lock the lock in position. We don't want that. Right, I'll just do that and then we'll get this installed. Whether it came across in the video or not, but I had great trouble getting that handle out, and then I had less trouble but still great trouble getting the new one in. Now that is an original handle. Someone had been in there before. It seems to be okay now, but I couldn't get it to sit flush, almost like it was an aftermarket handle, which it isn't. It's a genuine one. But yeah, real trouble. I even switched the camera off at one point because it was just taking so long. And what I ended up doing was, it seemed to be the bottom of the, you got the shaped bit that goes into like the gate, and I couldn't get that in, and it was like it wasn't going in far enough. So what I did is I actually got a pair of pliers and I bent them out very slightly, and managed eventually to get it in. Now I had the same problem over this side, which I've left because I think the handle I've put on this side is an aftermarket one. And this is what aftermarket ones are like. It's really tight, it doesn't return. It doesn't go in the gate. I put the screw in and that stops the handle from returning. They're just absolute shit, these aftermarket ones. People buy them. And the last one I did on the driver's side of the mint green car, that was my sister-in-law's one, he never come back to me, whether he thinks it's me being incompetent. But I did tell him not to buy an aftermarket one. I said, they're shit, they don't fit. And his girlfriend bought an aftermarket one and it was shit and it didn't fit. And I said to him, you know, get yourself a proper one. And I said, and I'll refit it for you for 20 quid. I charged him 30 quid the first time. You know, I'm not doing it for free, especially when I told him not to get one of those. But yeah, I've put that on just so I've got a door handle, and I've checked the car will lock. So we'll leave it for the time being. Now, the grey car, which is my project in waiting, is having a new door. So I could take the handle off of that, but I don't know how long it's going to be before I start that. So I thought I'll get myself a genuine second-hand one on eBay, which costs more than a new aftermarket one, but at least I know it'll fit. So it's all right for the time being. It'll do. At least that way I now haven't got to climb through the boot. So I'll put the seats back up. Yeah. So I'm not going to bother putting the door card on. I found one of those just lying around on the floor in the garage, so that'll obviously go on there once that's all cleaned up, and hopefully that'll work. I'm assuming that the bits will be on the bumper. I think, I've got a feeling, I could be wrong, but I've got a feeling that the blue bumper that I've got, because it's a second-hand one, the lounge one I've got, is, I think they've got all the lights in, unless I've borrowed the lights from it. I think it's got the lights in it. In which case I won't need to worry about using those. Open the boot, I didn't notice this, so I'm not going to try and paint that just due to the colour. What I'm going to do is I'll get a strip of some sort to cover it up. I might have some AliExpress jobbies that might do the job, but I'm just going to cover it up. This is going to be a cheap car, so I'm not going to spend loads of money on it. I don't need to spend loads of money on it. So that's that. So I thought what I'd do now is, rather than doing it on time-lapse, the bumper I'll take off in real time, because I think it's just going to pull off now. I don't know if it's bolted on underneath or not, but it's certainly not bolted anywhere else. So it should, hopefully, just pull off. I think I don't think it's connected on the... I'm sure there was one of these DRLs was in it in the pictures. I'm sure they weren't both out. strange. It's almost if something's happened to this car since the photos were taken for Copart, like the broken door handle, for instance. But yeah, so I'm going to set you up on the tripod in real time, and we'll get this bumper off, and then we'll have a look together underneath, and see what's happening. I am waiting for someone to come. I'm not even sure if I covered this, but a lady who wanted a car from me some time ago, and I didn't have one. She's got a 16 plate facelift lounge, nice one for her daughter. And she had a broken hinge, which I fixed for her, put a new hinge on the other day. I got a message from her yesterday saying that she can't get the car open from the inside. So whether the rod's come off or what, I don't know. But she's on her way over here now for me to have a look at that. Hopefully it's just I'll take the door card off and the rod will, it's locking okay, and it opens from the outside okay. So the rod on the actual lock must be on there. But I'm hoping the rod on the handle's just popped off. I do remember putting it back on. Definitely did, and it was working, but all of a sudden it's not, so I'm hoping it's just fallen out, but we'll obviously we'll have a look at that when she gets here. But let's just get you set up, and let's get this bumper off and have a look underneath, and fingers crossed the bars and everything like that are okay. I think they are, but you know, you never know, it might reveal why it's a Cat S. Don't think it will, but you never know. Right, I haven't tried this yet. I'm hoping it's just going to pull off, but it might be, yeah, oh, fallen off. So apart from the fact there's no sponge, oh, we've got a little kink in the bottom of that, but I'm probably not even going to bother changing that, I don't think. That bracket, no, even that bracket's not broken. So it's all good under there. Let's just get this out of the way. Condenser's okay. I mean, yeah, it's... Why have they taken that bloody heat shield off? Is that the bolts for it there? I think that's the bolts for it. You can't see, of course. I think there's 4 from memory. I'll have to look at the other car. I can see what looks like bolt. Actually, let's show you rather than telling you. So we got that there, if you can see that there. There's one of those there, there's one further down. You can see one, yeah, there's 4. So that must be, I don't think it's held on at the top. Don't think so. There's no studs or anything there, although there is a hole there. I'm not sure if that's anything for it. Is there one on the other side? No. So I would have expected to see one on the other side if it was held on. There's a lot of cobwebs on this car. Hell of a lot of cobwebs. Bit of Heath Robinson there. Actually, we haven't checked the oil, have we? Let's have a look at the oil. Right, let's hope it's not like treacle. It looks new, actually. It looks very new. There's the oil. Let's have a look at the oil. The oil filter doesn't look new, though. I suppose the oil could have been topped up, couldn't it? It certainly looked quite new from what I could see. We haven't tried the aircon or anything, but it should be. There's nothing wrong with the condenser, so hopefully it's cold. Is that? Oh, no, it's low. That's why the oil was very low. It's barely registering, so I won't run it too much. So there's not much oil in there. So it wasn't that it was new and I could see through it, it's the fact that there wasn't any. So it's literally just covering the tip, the very tip at the bottom. So I'm not going to just put oil in there, I'll wait until I service it. Coolant level, let's have a look at the coolant. Well, that's low as well, that's below minimum. Yeah, we'll get that topped up now actually. And then obviously once we've got all this done, I'm gonna try and do that that heat shield, see if I can get that on. I'll have to find out. I might take one of the bolts out of the Sport and have a look and see exactly what bolts they are, and then I can have a look in my box of bolts and find the appropriate bolt rather than trying to force any old bolt in there. Yeah, so we'll top the coolant up now. I'm dying to get this clean. I'll get all this clean before I get the bumper on. The new bumper. That's the, I think, I'm not sure whether that's, yeah, I think the end of that. Sometimes they'll stay in place even when the end of the bracket is off. So we'll clear all this off because there's nothing wrong with that wing whatsoever. I don't quite know where they're coming from there. Washer pump is out. The washer is there. So we'll just clean that up and... Oh, is that broken? Is that broken? Oh, sorry, I wasn't pointing at it. Yeah, that's broken. Luckily for me, I have pumps. So we'll find, before we put the bumper on, we'll find another pump and put that on and then test it, make sure it's working. Sorry, that was the postman delivering yet another Blue and Me unit to repair. Yeah, so we'll find a pump, clean all that up down there, make sure the pump works, fill it up with fluid before we put all that back together. We're gonna, I mean, apart from cleaning this car and putting a new passenger door handle on, I'm going to get this done today, finished today, complete. That'd be cool. I don't know whether to bother replacing that bottom bar. I'm not sure it needs it. It's only touched it, hasn't it? Bent the end in and then it's a little kink there. I'm intrigued as to why they've taken this. I can't think why they've taken that off. I just can't think of any reason. The only thing I can think of, which I don't think it has, is if this has pushed back slightly, although the bonnet closes fine. I thought if this has pushed back slightly, I wonder whether it was touching. I wonder if that could be why. Don't think so, because it don't look as if it's pushed back. Everything's lined up, no tabs are broken, nothing. If that had been pushed back, then that would have been broken at the very... Oh, actually, that is. It's in place, but that is cracked there. But even so, bonnet shuts fine. So I don't think it has pushed back. Weird. Really weird. But we'll get one out and we'll offer it up actually and have a look and see what it looks like. Let's go grab one now. Yeah, of course, it does go on the top, but there's nothing there. I think we got missing studs or something. Or does it? I don't know. I'm going to look, as I said, I need to look at the other car. So I think there's studs that go in, or maybe it is bolts. Oh no, there is another bolt hole. So it's further over because I was expecting, so there's one there. I was expecting to see one right over there, but it's not. It's just there. You can see it. And there is a stud for it. So yeah, they are bolts. And then the other ones, I think they're all bolts actually. But of course lambda sensor's in the way, so I'm going to take the airbox off, unplug the lambda sensor. Rather than taking the lambda sensor out, I'm going to unplug it and then feed the plug through the hole. This all needs to clean up anyway, and of course we've got to service it, change the air filter anyway, so that's the wrong size in there. I wish when people replace bolts they would replace it with the right size. There's loads and loads of washers on here. Trying to hold this thing down. The trouble is they get broken so easily. My God. Trying to pack it out with washers. Right, let's get that off. God, these are bloody difficult to get off as well. Alright, let's have a look at the oil filler cap as well. Yeah, that's alright, it's nice and black. No mayo. Right, let's unplug, let's just take the earth off the battery, seeing as we're messing around. Here we go. Right. Okay, let's try this. No, it's not touching it. No, not at all. Right, I've cleaned the throttle body up. It's all. I haven't had you with the engine running, have I? As you can hear, sweet as a nut. So I've got 2 bolts in. I've got one in there and one in there. I just need to do the others, so I'll do the other ones from underneath. I can put the bumper on because it's not going to affect it whatsoever. So yeah, it's just an absolute mystery as to why on earth that was taken off. Bizarre. Yeah, any ideas? Right, I'm gonna, while I've got that off, I'm gonna check the air filter, and we'll change that. I'm assuming it's probably gonna need changing. Can't see in there because you can only see the black side of it. Yeah, we'll change the air filter, then we can put all that back together. Yeah, might as well. It's not that bad actually. Well, it's not that bad at all, is it? Does that even need changing? Doesn't, does it really? No, that don't need changing. Although, if I'm servicing it, although, you know what, it doesn't, does it? Because when you have when you do an oil service, or when a garage does an oil service, they don't change the air filter. That's only changed like every other service, or something like that. So I would say that was changed last time it was serviced, which, going by the oil filter, wasn't particularly recently, but that don't need doing. It's a waste of money putting a new one in. It really don't need it. So I'm going to put it back. There's no point replacing things that don't need replacing, is there? Even more so when you're doing it on a budget. Okay, so I found a pump. Took some doing, but I found it. And that's the bit, hopefully you're seeing that, that's the bit that's snapped off of this one. So we want to take that pipe off. That's the other pipe, of course, so with the end of it still in there. So we'll have to get that out, and then we'll take, blooming cobwebs, take the electrical connection off, he says. How the hell does that come off? Oh, blimey, how does that? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure whether they're supposed to go that way, whether that's supposed to come out, or maybe the whole thing comes out. Oh, okay. There you go. It is the whole thing that comes out, and then hopefully that means that will then push in. Oh, there you go, just like that. That's not going to be any use, unfortunately. It's a good, decent pump, but you know those inserts can't be put on afterwards. So put that back on. It's actually quite easy when you do it properly. So I took the plug off and put it on, and it just goes on like that. Yeah, it was me being a div. There you go. I can't believe that. Right, it took me ages to figure that out. Give that a squirt. So it's really, really dirty in there. And obviously we want the washer to get a good seal. Otherwise it will leak. That looks better. Right, now hopefully, oh, let's put the pipes, oh, we've got to get that out, haven't we? I think I might have to do that with a pair of pliers. Let me grab a pair of pliers. I might even have to cut it a little bit short, possibly. Doesn't matter because it just pulls. There's plenty of it, so it doesn't matter too much. But I'll try and get it out if I can. There we go. And that's better. So that one pushes onto there, and that one pushes onto there, and then that pushes in there. Firmly, like so. Those pipes push into there. Much easier than the Arbath one, isn't it? That's for sure. Right, that's that. Now we're going to fill that. Actually, I just realised I haven't got any. I used the last of it the other day, so I need to mix some more up. So I'll get some mixed up and then we'll come back. Right, I've filled it up. There is a hole in it somewhere. I can't actually see where it is. I think it's about here. I think there's nothing above it that's wet, and I can't actually see a split. Oh, sorry, I wasn't pointing at it again. I keep doing that. But I keep drying it off, and if I dry it off, you can see it then runs. So it's from here somewhere. So I think I may as well put a new one in. I'll drain that into something. I've got 3 new ones. There's no point leaving this on if once it gets to there, it'll be all right. But yeah, I'll drain it. But of course, you've got to fill it up to find out if there's a split. But I can't actually see it. It looks a bit deformed here, so I think it is somewhere here. But I don't know. It's really weird. It's really weird. Anyway, let's get it drained and we get a new one in. Put the new pump in. I took out the washer. I put the washer in. I then inserted the pump. Started to fill it up, and it all started pouring out. And when I pulled the pump out, the washer's not there. But I put it in, and it's just disappeared. It's not on the bottom of the pump, and it's not in the hole. I've looked under the car. It's just ridiculous. It had just vanished. I put it in the new pump. I threw the old pump away. I'd already put the pump in, and then I put it in, and I put it in there, and now it's gone. Right, done it. Bit of logical thinking was needed there. No leaks. That's how much I lost. It was full up to the brim, but it's not leaking now. I thought back, and I thought to myself, has this ever happened before? And I thought to myself, yes, a very long time ago, exactly the same thing happened. And then I thought to myself, did I find it? And the answer was yes. And you know where it was? It was in the bottom of the reservoir. I'd pushed this through not straight, and it had just pushed the entire thing through. Although it's got a lip on the top that stops it going through, if you pushed it in the wrong place, it'll just push the thing through. So I'd take the thing off again, tip it upside down, so it came out the neck of the reservoir. So yeah, all I've got to do now is try it actually and make sure it actually works. After all that, hopefully electrical wise it works. Just got to find the keys and then we'll give it a whirl. Excuse the noise in the background if you can hear it. My neighbour jet washing a patio, patio. Something that I sorely need to do, patio and driveway actually. Right, let's give it a whirl, see if this works. Oh, I need to change this battery in this key. Turn the ignition on. Come on, something come out. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Quite noisy. Don't care as long as it works. Oh, what on earth was that? Oh, it's the rear wiper, oh, which is broken, so we need a fresh one of those. Right, that's that. So we know that works now, so we can safely get the bumper on. I need to put one of those on. I can't remember about the other side, but I'm going to clean off all that muck on there and on the windscreen. And then we'll go and get the bumper out of the shed down the bottom of the garden, and we'll put that on, and then the car will be virtually done. Well, actually, apart from that bit on the back wheel arch, notice it's all a bit cleaner there now. Yeah, apart from that bit on the wheel arch, and obviously we're going to get the wheels off and have a look at the brakes and so on as well, of course, like we always do, and clean it all up underneath, clean the backs of the wheels, touch the wheels up where necessary, all that sort of general sort of titivating. We've got to do that, but generally we've got to do the bottoms of the arches as well. Not arches, the you know, the edge of the what do you call the damn thing? Sill, both sides, isn't it? But externally wise, apart from those little bits, this is it, isn't it? This is all we need to do. So it's funny how they've marked that. I can't, apart from a couple of little scratches there, which we might even polish out. If not, we'll touch them in. There's nothing wrong with that wing. Don't even know why they've done that. Anyway, let's go and get this bumper and put it on. I'll say there are a few marks on that. There's a couple of little paint chips. I think it's a repainted one because I think you can see white or something underneath. So it needs a little bit of attention, but hopefully it's not got too much. But it was in the back of this garage for, I've had it, oh God, well over a year, and I've only recently just put it in the shed with the other bumper. So hopefully it's not too bad, but it is going to need some work. Anyway, let's get all this stuff cleaned off the windscreen. No, we do that afterwards actually. We'll do that afterwards. I'm going to go and get the bumper and we'll get it on. This isn't a lounge bumper, it's a pop bumper. I'm not sure what it's come off of because it's actually got sport whiskers. But the colour is quite different, isn't it? I don't know if it looked, well, yeah, it does look like it through the camera, but it does look like it in real life as well. Bearing in mind that this is a 12-year-old car, and I will polish it and see if we can bring the paint up a little bit. We might do. But what I'll do, seeing as this is a pop bumper anyway, and as you can see it's got the lights in it, the DRLs, I might as well get the other one, which is freshly painted, because this has got a little few, is it scratches on it? Yeah, oh no it's not, it's actually, this thing stuck to it. But as I've got to put, or I could just leave it like that, couldn't I? Bearing in mind this is going to be a cheap car, I could just leave it like that. In fact, I think I will. I will. It's not going to. It's going to be a £2.5 grand car. It ain't going to matter that it's got a pop bumper on the front, is it? We'll just touch up the bits of paint. But as I say, what I'll do is I will get the other bumper out tomorrow, and I'll have a look at it and see if it's any closer to this colour. But what I'll do is I'll do a little experiment as well with polishing, see if we can get any colour up, because this is, you know, 12-year-old car. It's quite clearly been in the sun for 12 years. Well, not so much sun in this country, but it's been in the elements for 12 years, and this bumper is quite clearly newer. I know I bought it on eBay. I can't remember what car it came off of. Can't remember what year car it came off of, but it is different, quite a lot different. So yeah, we'll compare it. If not, it'll just stay on. As I say, we'll polish it up best we can, and if it looks different, it looks different. Yeah, when I compare it to the old bumper, it looks closer. When I look compared to this one, I'm not sure there's much in it. It is a little bit lighter, you know, a little bit. So I'm going to swap them. Yeah, I'm going to swap them, see what the difference is. Yeah, I'm not sure, you know. I mean, this is different as well. I'm not sure there's anything much different between that one and that one, to be honest. In fact, that one was not that one. I had two of them painted in that colour at the same time, so that is it, to all intents and purposes, fresh paint. Whereas that one was an existing bumper. So I think I might as well leave it with that one. There's nothing in it. I would say that and that are both pretty much the same. So I think we'll go with this one. All the trims on it, all the lights are on it, we might as well just leave it. Yeah. It's a shame. But, you know, as I say, this cheap car, you know, if this was a £4 grand car, I might have a go at painting a fresh one, or probably send a piece of the old bumper up to a paint shop and get them to match the paint, and then I'd rattle can it to match. But it's not, so I'm not having the expense of that. There's no point. Or it's not so much the expense actually, because when you think about it, you know, a couple of cans of paint and a can of lacquer, or a couple of cans of lacquer, however much it is to do a bumper, yeah, a couple of each, it is not that expensive, and a new bumper is pretty cheap anyway. But it just seems daft that I've got two of these, and that was the whole point of buying a car in this colour. Right, that's it. It's on. Haven't bolted up at the side, but it fits in okay. It does look different. Yeah, it looks massively different, but c'est la vie. If I didn't have two bumpers, I might see if I could get one from a car of the same age, a 2012. As I say, I don't know what this one came off, so it's, yeah, who knows. So the only reason there's a bit of a gap there is because it needs to be bolted up at the side. But yeah, these little bits here need touching up, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of painting on it. Hopefully it will match, but I'm not going to go mad. So if you've ever got your Fiat 500 and it looks like this with the grille, where the grille, something's pushed in on the grille, you don't need to take the bumper off. This bumper is not secured underneath, so it might pull out. But all you've got to do is get hold of it and do that. And it pulls it back into position. So it doesn't help, it helps if it's supported underneath, but probably if I put the camera down and just pushed against that as I pull it, it will come out a bit more. But as you can see, that just snapped back into place. Just like that. Top tip for the day. So we're going to wrap this one up here. It will be day one. I haven't done very much, but yeah, it's a start, isn't it? And we'll probably only have a couple of videos, I expect, a couple more videos, more than likely. Anyway, that's it for the time being. So thank you for watching. Hope you're enjoying the Project Peanut. It's going to be a great little project for someone. It's going to be a really nice, cheap car for somebody at $2.5 grand. So yeah, don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, hit that button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and until the next one, we'll see you then. So take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.